Bad parenting is creating a generation of chaos. Kids nowadays are terrible. What is truly going on at home? I'm going to give you three key factors on how bad parenting is making our society worse. Number one, lack of discipline and boundaries. There are parents at home who let their kids get away with anything and everything. There's no consequences to their poor, outlandish, disgusting, crazy behavior. They just let them get away with it. Or they just don't care. Or they're too busy, or they're just distracted by other things to even pay attention to know what their child is doing wrong. In my house, there was rules laid out. My parents were loving, but they were strict. But strict, not strict in a way where I never got hits. I've never got lashes. I've never was attacked by my parents. I actually got everything I wanted. But I had to live up to being an amazing child. I had hundreds of medals. I had hundreds of certificates because I knew from as a child, if I overstep boundaries or if I disrespect the rule, if I do something I wasn't supposed to do, there I was met with consequences. So I knew how to act, I knew how to behave. But nowadays, kids, they act in their feelings and they will attack, they will hit, they will stab, they will punch, they will spit, they will attack their teachers. Teachers are under pressure. Why are so much teachers stressed? Because these kids are not being disciplined at home. These kids are killing kids, and the kids are crying their eyes, their heart out in the police station because they're not they're not going to be free again. They're going to be confined in four walls for a very long time, if not the rest of their life. They're thinking, oh my gosh, why? How? How is this possible? You broke the law. You committed a sin. There are consequences for your actions. So the question is, what are these parents doing at home? Number two, overindulgence and instant gratification. There are parents out there who just spoil their kids. The kids don't even know the meaning of work, and the parents are not even doing well financially. But in order to avoid in order to avoid a temper tantrum, a disagreement with your kid, you just give it to them. Hey, here. And how is this impacting them? You're creating weak children. If you just give to your kid without no work, just rewarding them, they're gonna think that's how life works. That's why there's a lot of people nowadays, a lot of people with mental health issues, a lot of people who don't know how to handle pressure. The amount of people that don't know how to handle pressure is crazy. How were you taught when you was a kid? It's just crazy. When I was growing up, I was an overachiever. I had everything that I wanted with growing up. I had all the bicycles, the go-karts. I went on holiday like 3, 4 times a year, every single year. I've never ever spent my holidays in the UK, my summer in the UK. I was always away. But don't get me wrong, if I failed one subject, I would, there would be repercussion. I had gold, or either silver medals. I was a part of the library club. I was a part, I was a main part of my church. But I also had discipline. I also had structure. I would never just get something for nothing. And my dad had a company. So if I wanted something, believe I had to work a couple of hours. And a lot of people don't have their own businesses or they don't have their own companies, but you can get them to do stuff around the house that needs done, mow the lawn, clean the windows, and yeah, you get some sort of reward for it. I'll get you this. You wanted this? Okay. And people are like, I mean, because if you just give them something with nothing, they're just going to think that's how life works. And that's not how life works. That's why there's a lot of people who are on benefits, who need the government to assist them. I, touch wood, have never needed to go on benefits. I would be ashamed. But I understand there's some people in a certain predicament where they need it. But I was raised in a way where you have to work. You don't get something for nothing. And these kids are just, they're not being taught that. That's why these kids nowadays are just, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Number three, absentee parents and digital babysitting. If you're absent from your child's love, physically, emotionally, where do you expect them to get their morals from? Where do you think they get their integrity from? Why are they so disconnected? Because you leave them to the internet, to social media, to the digital presence, to the digital world. And then they end up celebrating influencers, celebrities who promote these toxic ideology, these toxic behaviors. Because everybody knows negative news always spreads fast. It always gets more attention. So what are your children looking at? That's why they're so disconnected. That's why they're not realistic. They believe in these fantasies. They believe that this is how the world is supposed to be. Who teaches them morals? Who teaches them the basic life skills? Because if you leave it to the digital world to teach them that, then they're going to fail. Because that's not reality. The internet is not reality. People show you what they want you to see. They're not going to show you the real because they want you to believe in a facade. And it's just how it works. Anyone with common sense knows this. But there's a lot of people who lack basic common sense, which is sad because it impacts the kids, and kids don't deserve this. Imagine just being born to these two witless individuals who just don't even take care of their kids. Here's a phone. Go on the internet, scroll, YouTube, blah, 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 blah. It's like, what? Why did you even have kids if you're not even going to raise them? And then this impacts society because we got all of these clueless, undisciplined, violent, and stupid kids running around wild. Look at the state of the United Kingdom right now. And imagine these kids are running wild. Imagine if they had good parents. Because I know good parents. I'm surrounded by good parents. And I know how their children are coming out. Their children don't associate with that sort of behavior. Their children are doing something productive to society or productive to themselves or their future. So we need to tackle this issue at the source, which is parenting. Please do not become a parent if you can't handle kids, if you're not going to be there physically and emotionally for kids. Because you're not only destroying your own home, you're destroying the society. And if you're one of these bad parents who lack a lot of common sense, or you never had the best upbringing, you never had the best education, you wasn't born or you wasn't raised in a financially secured home, you never got to explore different cultures, you never traveled the world, I'm not attacking you because you have the opportunity to be better because you're alive. When you're alive, you have the opportunity to learn and grow. There are tons and tons of books. Become familiar. Understand. Stop walking around like a zombie. Become consciously conscious. And I promise you, you can get better. And when we tackle this thing at the root, society will then become better. Because look at all the criminals you see, all the weird, dumb stuff that you see being done. All these kids stealing, attacking, violent, all the sexual assaults. And look at their parents. And then you know why this is happening.